What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Triicky Takes podcast slash YouTube. Let's roll into our team of the month here. Starting out, we go through each position, pick our player of the month for that position, and we'll start at catcher for this month, as we always do. Connor, you want to let the crowd know who our catcher is for the month?
Yeah, we took Shea Langeliers, and it was a bit of a tight race, but ultimately he won out. I mean, 11 homers and 22 ribbies with 20 runs as well. And that is going to be an outstanding month, regardless of what position you play. I think we've given it to Cal Raleigh at catcher for less so far this year. But I mean, just numbers that you are always going to be happy with, especially from a catcher. I mean, we're seeing obviously Cal Raleigh is breaking all the catcher home run records for the season and is in MVP talks, but Shea Langeliers did it with, the average, the slugging, everything was above everyone else this month. And you got to tip the cap to him. I mean, especially at catcher where he caught almost every game that he played in this month, which is not something that we see a whole lot of anymore. So got to tip the cap to him.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh, a little bit of a down month, but he did get to that 50 mark for home runs, so that's huge for him. Huge for the Mariners. So we'll see if they can kind of make this playoff push here. But moving into first baseman, Austin, we had a tight race here as well. You want to let them know who we ended up choosing?
It was a tight race, but we went back to the well here. Good old
Yeah.
reliable Nick Kurtz at this point. I mean, the man is on a mission this season. Another month with an OPS above 1,000. As you can see, we brought the graphics back again, so you can see all those juicy numbers for him. An OPS above 1,000, a slugging nearly 540. Got the delicious 345 slash line that's your average on base and slugging. So yeah, just great stuff from the kid. First base was actually pretty tough. I think there were a few other people who I think were deserving, but it's just kind of tough to beat out Nick right now.
Yeah, when you're hot, man. And Nick Kurtz, huge season for him, rookie year. So he's putting together a nice season. Probably will be a cornerstone for the A's moving forward. Um, so good for him. Second baseman, this was a relatively easy pick here. Bryce Terang had a heck of a month for the Brewers. He had a power surge this month. 10 home runs, which I think is more than what he had coming into the month for the season. So, kind of out of nowhere, great time for the Brewers as they're leading the MLB, I believe, still in best record. So, you know, definitely a huge boost to them. 200 WRC plus, nearly a two WAR for the month. Tough to beat those numbers. I mean, anytime you can keep that WRC plus around 200 and then, approaching a 2 WAR, 1.9 WAR, that is really getting it done. Especially offensively with 10 homers, which was, really unexpected from him, and for him to have that type of month this late in the season. Really a good sign for the Brewers moving forward, and hopefully he can keep it up for the postseason. Several other Brewers had a good month. We discussed some other guys at different positions, but Bryce Terang for sure takes home the uh, second baseman of the month for the month of August. So shout out to him. Brewers obviously kind of the surprise of the season so far with what they're doing with their overall record and just as a team as a whole. So good for them. Third base, looking at the numbers, rough month for the third baseman for the hot corner. Uh, but the one guy that had the least bad month, I think, Connie, you want to let him know who he had?
Yeah, we went Junior Caminero. I mean, it was like Billy said, not easy, and not for the reason that a lot of other positions have not been easy. But I think with 12 homers, whenever you're ahead of everybody else by a solid four homers, your runs scored are right there at the top. You're leading the position in RBIs. That kind of makes up for all of the average, the on base, and the slugging all being right in line outside of slugging, which was about 100 points higher than almost everybody else. I mean, you did have Vientos in there with some similar numbers, but the counting stats are where we really had to turn to. We don't always like to just go right off counting stats, but this month at third base, we really had to dial it in and go with those counting numbers. And he had them, and no one else really did. So
Yeah, and he just hit 40th home run of the year, which is just the second Tampa Bay Ray to reach that milestone. So, I mean, obviously a young history for the franchise, but still good for him. Shout out. I know he kind of burst on the scene this year, home run derby participant. So, looks like he's a future cornerstone piece for them as well until Tampa Bay eventually decides to trade him. So,
sure.
uh, we'll move on to shortstop here. Austin, want to let him know this was, you know, a position with several guys that had really good months, but one in particular stood out. Austin, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, this one was a little tough for me because, as you can see in the stats here, the win column got a little dry during the year, and obviously, when you have a guy perform super well, you'd hope it kind of elevates the team, and it didn't in this case. But this guy was sort of one of the diamonds in the rough for the Mets, and that's Francisco Lindor. Hit to a 997 OPS, 350 batting average is crazy. So you love to see that. Power numbers not necessarily crazy, but 6 home runs for a guy who is considered a Gold Glove candidate pretty much every year at shortstop. He'll take 6 home runs in a month from that guy, yeah, pretty much all the
Yeah.
time. So when you combine his really stellar offensive numbers with the fact that he is, the cream of the crop at shortstop these days, that's why he's our team of the month shortstop.
Also became the first shortstop in MLB to have 5 consecutive 2020 seasons over the
Yes.
month.
I mean, that's
So
impressive. You think of just the lineage of shortstops that have played the game. I mean, pretty good consistency there from Lindor. Moving on to the outfield now. Center field was another interesting discussion. We were down between a Marlin and a Rocky, which you would think it was a really bad month for the, but honestly, it wasn't. Jacob Marcy, guy that's newer on the scene, 24. He's been killing it with Miami recently. This month, he drove in 25 RBI, hit 352, stole 9 bases, and also scored 19 times. I mean, when you're putting yourself in position to be available to score that many times, plus adding the run production on top of that, I mean, impressive month. Not the best defender, as Austin has mentioned. Um, obviously gets moved around the outfield some. The Marlins rotate a lot of guys at different positions. They've got some really good defenders out there. So they got guys that they can move around, but Marcy did find a lot of time in center field, so he was eligible for the pick here and well deserved. I mean, I think he had a great month, and Marlins have a lot of young talent. We'll see what they do with it. If history repeats itself, they'll all be probably winning MVPs somewhere else in the near future, but hopefully maybe they can hold on to them and try to win some ball games here in the next few years. So Jacob Marcy taking home center field for us this month.
yeah, a 2 WAR month from the kid.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
very,
pretty
very
much
impressive.
always going to get you a knock.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, corner outfield spots. Obviously, there's always a ton of talent and a ton of production here at these positions. There's so many people to choose from, a lot of big names, and usually we find the big names on this list. And I think we do again. One of the corner outfielders, Jerickson Profar, might be back on the sauce already. We'll have to see, but he had an incredible month, 27 runs, 26 RBIs, 9 homers, 6 steals. He's walking more than he strikes out. He's played some good defense this month, and really one of the lone bright spots on the Braves, even after he started the year with one of the biggest, negative moments of the season after a big free agency signing, obviously suspension, becoming ineligible for playoffs, even though that does not seem like it will come back and haunt the Braves this year. Um, Profar, I mean, incredible month. Austin, you got anything else to add on Jerickson?
I do. Over under 1.5 cups peed in for Jerickson Profar during the month of
Yeah.
August.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm taking the over.
I would say just about every other day he's probably
Yeah,
getting
I
called back.
think at least 5 tests over the month.
Yeah, definitely after that, probably both two home run games. He had two of
Yeah.
them. Probably after
Yeah.
both of those, he was getting a little cup in the locker room when
Yeah.
he goes to dress out after the game.
Yeah. And then our other corner outfielder, it's a guy you may have heard of. It's Juan Soto, the other bright spot for the Mets. 10 homers, 27 runs, and 22 ribbies. And then just tack on 11 stolen bases kind of out of nowhere for him
Yeah.
as
I mean,
well. So,
he's got 27, I think, on the year now.
Yeah.
yeah. Stealing more than Billy's bingo pick Ellie De La Cruz,
Yeah.
which we were talking about the bingo boards a little bit. And that's a sore subject, so I wanted to rub it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Ellie De La
another
Cruz just refuses to use his probably best tool on the field.
yeah. But no, I mean he's walking just over 20% of the time and then striking out just under 20% of the time. So Juan Soto is having 40% of his at bats be a one true outcome, and then you tack on another couple of home runs. And it was a really impressive month from a guy that we just come to expect to have months like this. So nice to see him back on the list. And again, the lack of Aaron Judge on the list this month makes me kind of happy personally.
Not that he's having a bad year at all. It's just
No.
Yeah, he also did get to 40 home runs, so
yeah.
Yes, he did.
unsurprisingly, but he got there.
Yeah, that would have been the surprise of the year, I think, if he didn't.
Yeah.
Our DH, we had another 4 home run game.
Apparently these are common now.
Yeah, there was only 18 of them in the history of baseball before this year. And then they decided to go and have 3 of them thus far. If you aren't aware who did it, Kyle Schwarber. Look at this crazy box score here on Thursday, the 28th of August. 6 at bats, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 home runs, 9 RBI in that game. Just absurd. And I don't care that his OPS wasn't 1,000 when you hit a 4 home run game and your OPS starts with a 9. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
And
33 RBIs.
33 RBIs
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, also insane.
I think that led the majors.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I think it was actually in first by no, only one. There was 2 guys above 30.
Okay.
Who was the other one, Austin?
Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Not someone I would have pegged for that.
No.
All right. Billy, why don't you give us our starting pitcher?
Our starting pitcher is a guy that I've been waiting to break out. Potentially ever since he was drafted, there was a lot of talk that he may break the opening day roster last year. Didn't end up happening. Got some work last year and got smoked. Uh, added a new pitch to his arsenal this year, but he's gone back to the well to the pitch that really got him into the first round. That's Hurston Waldrop with his splitter, which we were talking prior to the show, might just be the best pitch in baseball at the moment. Um, Drawing insane whiff numbers on it and sub 1 ERA for the month. So really impressive numbers from him. And, for him to really, this is his first stretch getting a chance at, starting every 5 days, getting the ball and starting every 5 days. And he's definitely impressed, earned his spot, I think, and picked up where others have left off and filled some holes for the Braves pitching staff, especially the starting rotation. So definitely earned it. Doesn't throw the most innings. He usually goes 5 or 6, but that's respectable. I mean, he's throwing some quality starts out there. So Hurston Waldrop gets the nod right now this month for the starting pitcher.
Even came out of the pen and had a great showing against Cincinnati at one point as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was
believe that was his first outing of the year.
it was the Bristol Motor Speedway game, and it was kind of a start because the game was suspended and he started the game the next day, but the game had already began, so it wasn't technically a start. But he was able to treat it like a start, go through his normal warm up progression and things like that, which I think did help. And then As you can see in the score box, they won every single game he pitched in. So that is just fantastic.
Yeah. And then the last player that we've got on this team, and the only Red Sox I was able to get on, unfortunately, but it's got to be Aroldis Chapman as our reliever. He is having his potentially most dominant stretch in the MLB in a long time. I mean, he hasn't let up a run in just over 2 months at this point. He obviously kept that going through August. 8 saves, 1 win, and 12 appearances, striking out 11.45 batters per nine. And again, if you're not letting up runs as a closer, reliever, whatever, that is exactly what you're supposed to do. And the fact that he's
Pitcher.
been able, yeah, but the fact that he's been able to come in and do this for such a long stretch at this point is incredibly impressive. And as long as he continues the run of domination he's on, I'm going to keep throwing his name up there.
As you can tell, Connor only looks for ways to get Red Sox onto
I
these
really,
teams.
that is one of the first things I do. Like, I tried to find a way to get Roman Anthony on the list, but I couldn't do it. So had to settle for just Chapman.
Chapman definitely deserving though. Got my vote as
Yeah,
well. I mean, just fantastic
agreed.
stuff.
But that is going to do it. I'll give you all a quick rundown of the team. It was Shea Langeliers at catcher, Nick Kurtz at first, Bryce Terang at second, Junior Caminero at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Jacob Marcy in center, Jerkson Profar and Juan Soto in the corner outfield, and then Kyle Schwarber at DH. And then on the mound, we've got Hurston Waldrep and Aroldis Chapman. So not a team I'd want to play against anytime soon.
Definitely not last month.
No.
Yeah, nah, you would have ran into a buzzsaw last month.
All right.
All
Well,
right. Austin, I know this is going to be your section coming up here. Why don't you take us into the new look Tricky 50?
Thank you for that tease. Let's say goodbye to our Team of the Month viewers on YouTube and tell you go check us out on the podcast and on YouTube, where you can find the Tricky 50 over. I think we'll post it probably both on the Box Score Network YouTube channel and our own Triicky Takes YouTube channel. So go check that out if you are watching us on YouTube, and we'll catch you next time. But for you audio listeners, stay tuned right after this ad break.